ribbons of energy locked to the poles in eons past, ages to come. All those lines flip where they're from. All those lines flip where they're from. He stands up, walks from the room, never knowing how soon the ribbons of his life pulled by the moon turn around the car in the lane, turn around the car in the lane. All my lines, all my waves, ribbons of energy locked to the poles in decades past, years to come. All those lines flip where they're from. All those lines flip where they're from. All the lines, all the waves, ribbons of energy locked to the poles in eon.
Gotta love that intro music. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Agasicles Stamus from the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube, as well as the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, here with another evening of entertainment in the Variety Gaming series, My Gaming Diary, chronicling my life and times as a gamer for about a decade of games, from 2015 to 2025. We are 4 years into our 10-year mission. And we've tweaked a little bit of the formulaic approach to the variety stream. We're just going to see how that goes from now on. I'm going to try and keep things a little tighter, a little more focused on game titles rather than flipping the variety drop as frequently as I am normally oft to do. Also going to maybe switch platforms and streaming gear a little less here going in the future. Of course, all of that in danger given the impending move. The painters have been quite anxious to get into this space, even though I've told them they've got to get in and out of here in one day. And they so far have not proven their ability to do that. So I haven't pulled down the equipment yet, but that's coming pretty soon. We're going to get started here playing a little bit of Civilization 6 on the PC. I've played Civilization 1, 2, and 4. Skipped 5, I guess, and am now going to be trying out some Civ 6. We're going to get a couple audio checks done just to verify that we've got good voiceover commentary coming out in the live stream. And then we will go ahead and get started. So with that, can I please verify that we've got good voiceover commentary coming out in the live stream? And one more time, can we verify that we've got good voiceover commentary coming out in the live stream? Can we verify that we've got good voiceover commentary coming out in the live stream? Alright, everything seems copacetic in the audio mix, balance, and sounds fine, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome aboard. If you're joining in on the live stream, we're going to start up a new campaign in Civilization 6. And for anybody who's in the chat, you'll be able to follow along and provide input into how the story unfolds. So we're going to make sure that everything here is on the up and up. I'm not going to worry too much. About cranking up any settings. Split screen, multi-GPU, full screen. It's fine. May not need any confirmation since I didn't really change anything. And I'm just curious as to whether or not, okay. So I have pulled down a bunch of DLC. I couldn't remember exactly what pack I bought. I bought on Steam. Apparently I bought one of the discount or sales things that got me all the bonus content. All of Fame. And even though I know that
I'm gonna kill you old style.
I like to check, because every once in a while I have forgotten. We're gonna be trying to set up. We're not gonna play a campaign, so to speak.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water to the great beasts of the Stone Age.
Hey, thanks so much, Chip McDougal. Thanks for joining on the live stream, and thanks for the follow. I appreciate you.
Now
we play your own personal soundboard to herald your arrival into the stream.
Cradle of civilization. You have mastered Saladin. Your quest for knowledge is known.
So we're actually going to wind up backing out of this.
Our civilization has accomplished... Greetings, my liege. As your person...
Because one of the things this thing does, if you don't catch it, and I didn't, is it automatically starts up in random mode in selecting your civilization, and I want to be able to choose my civilization. Or let you guys choose. And somewhere in here is an ability to turn that off. I'm not finding it though. We're going to back out and see if we can intercept it, so that we can choose our own civilization and not have it choose for us. So hopefully everybody's doing mighty fine tonight. So it may be that the play now Yeah, we may have to. I may have derped it again. I may have to go back out
From
and hit
the first
scenario.
stirrings of life beneath water
There is no
to
way
the
to
great
intercept it.
beasts of the Stone Age, to man
Yeah, I think that's
taking
what it
his
is. I
first
think
upright
you have to
steps, you have come
choose
far.
scenario and then set
Now
up a
begins
skirmish,
your greatest quest.
or just a 1v1
From this
or whatever
early cradle of
from
civilization
from
on
the setup
towards
scenario.
the stars.
I tend not to
Cast
choose
your
the.
net wide, O Trajan.
I didn't choose the scenario because in past versions of Civ, what that was it was like these pre-canned things. They renamed and relabeled it, so now it's a little bit confusing to me. So you don't do play now. Oh, maybe it's, yeah, it's create a game. So we'll just go with standard rules tonight. And that's what's derping it up. I don't mind it. Well, so if anybody wants to participate in the chat, I'll ask this question. I'll hold on a few seconds. Do you guys just want to let it randomly choose a leader, or do you want to specifically pitch a leader that we should take for the beginning of this campaign? So I don't have all these guys memorized, but I'll just scroll through a few of them here. And like I said, if nobody pitches up in the chat, then I'll just go ahead and let it randomly select. Suggestions, we'll just let it randomly choose, no problem. I don't want to get too exercised since this is my first time playing through, so I'm just going to set it at Chieftain level of difficulty, standard speed. We'll go with continents. Small map size, that's fine. Now this determines, I also don't like having a ton of AI players the first time out. Always want to make sure that it starts back at the very beginning of time. 9 city-states to include in the game. Everything else here is fine. Let's go ahead and away we go. Let's see who it gives us.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water to the
Victoria.
great beasts
So we play
of the
the English
Stone Age,
Empire.
to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now
So I
begins
think,
your
I don't
greatest
know for
quest.
certain, I think the voice actor doing
From
this
this
is
early cradle of civilization
the
on
guy who
towards
is
the
I think
stars.
this is the guy who's the advisor
Your
to
Majesty, the Queen
Daenerys
Victoria
Targaryen
of
in Game of
England,
Thrones at the beginning of that
extend your
series.
reach beyond your borders and across the face of the globe. Worry
We'll
not
go ahead and let it
over
play
the
through this
possibility of
voiceover for a little
defeat,
bit.
for your loyal redcoats and overwhelming navy will surely carry the day. With your calm and steady touch, you can bring all lands under England's sway, establishing a true Pax Britannica.
Alright, so Perk Sea Dog, Naval Unit, Royal Naval Dockyard, Redcoats. So, not super happy that you can't zoom like all the way out of the map. Then again, this is a small map, so there may not be that far to zoom out. Unit needs orders. Some food there. Looks like barbarians, right? And we've got a few units of our own. Settler units. Don't necessarily know that we should take up residence there. Maybe better to head over this way. Where's that warrior unit? Oh, these are my guys too. Okay. So I'll just have them scout ahead. 'Cause I guess I'd had their movement a bit pre-programmed. Yeah. Now, found city. Cool, so we got a boosted perk there. There's London. Now usually what I tend to prefer to do is to name the cities myself. Although I do have a fondness for Great Britain, so we might trying to see where purchases now with gold. Change city production, toggle city details. Okay, so there's where we can rename it. Change it to Columbus. Very detailed panel for all of its stuff. We'll go ahead and close that out. We'll change the production queue. Now, it looks like it cannot produce a settler, and I don't know why. Because it needs at least 2 population. Okay. Could produce a monument. So each time I feel like one of the critical things to do in any opening thing of Civ is to kind of decide how you're going to play, what your core strategy is going to be. Now these warriors need to actually stay here and fortify. I do need to choose research. We will go with astrology. So one of the things that's unfortunate now is what's going to wind up happening is I'm just going to have to cycle through a bunch of turns while I wait for production. I may not have so I think, okay, as my population is expanding, my sphere of influence around the city is expanding. So that's why my lines of visibility are expanding.
Enacting new policies in our government can be of great benefit. Our people await your decree.
What are they looking for?
It is not wisdom, but authority that makes a law.
What do people use? Try code of laws. Government and social policy changes are free this turn, unlocked by the civic. Let's see if we're interested in changing policies. Double experience for recon units. Can I slot that anywhere? No diplomacy policy slots are provided. No wild card. Can I put in wild card? Assign all policies. Oh, I got you. Okay, so it goes into one of these 2 slots. Okay. And urban planning. Gotcha. Firm up. Yes, that's my policy agenda. Choose civic. Go with foreign trade. So this is similar to Age of Wonders Planetfall, which I've just recently been playing. It's a new release game. Just came out in August, I think, maybe the end of July. So it also has this kind of dual research tree where instead of just what turn-based strategy games have historically locked you into has been choosing one research path. But I guess newer, more modern game designs have been embarking on providing two different ones. One that's predominantly like political, military, and then another one that is primarily more diplomatic and economy focused.
We have recently gained advanced knowledge in city planning. Creating districts in our cities can be much more powerful and lucrative than simple improvements like farms and mines.
A physician without a knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a physician.
Alright, and it should. Oh, tech, civics, government. Yeah, it auto-selected that. Did it? Or no, it's... Or is it saying that I'm completing just completed? Okay. So I'm gonna select mining. Then let's go to the next turn. What was that? I think that's because I believe that's because I just completed the monument, right? Alright, so we completed Stonehenge. Now that we have the minimum population, so my planned objective, strategic thrust for this campaign is going to be expansion. And so I want to build settlers as quickly as possible and go forth and populate the Earth. 15 turns until completion. That is not cool. This is part of the problem, is that things take so long here in the early outgoings, and then it just accelerates into an end game, like something is popping off every turn. Now, one problem with the map being so small, but there being 3 parties on here.
When you find yourself in a hole, quit digging.
So unlocks mine, quarry, chopping of woods, and harvesting of copper. So, there's no other buttons here. One thing that's weird about that UX is I feel like when I'm done, let's go pottery. I think if I didn't select research, it would cue me to make that selection next round, but I'm kind of like, well, why not just cue me to do it immediately? What is that? Need more housing. So it's that's weird that it doesn't pop up when I hit that alert.
That's the positive aspect of trade, I suppose. The world gets stirred up together.
maritime industries. And become a little more religious. We'll go God King policy there. We can confirm up. We'll go with craftsmanship. Alright, then go on to the increased trade route capacity. You're now able to create and maintain more trade routes than before, okay? Although I haven't found any other civilizations or started my own second city, so I'm not sure where I would put that additional capacity.
I thought clay must feel happy in the good potter's hand.
Let's go with animal husbandry for my next research path. Unfortunately, just not a lot to do here in the opening rounds of a Civ 6 campaign. I'm very curious to see whether or not we get through a full campaign in one night. It's absolutely possible. I do like how they put the real time up here in the upper right hand corner, so I don't have to check my watch or look at something else to see what time it is.
If there are no dogs in heaven, then when I die, I want to go where they went.
And we'll go with archery, which will allow me to build the archer unit. Oh, what is going on there? Okay, so we do have settlers now. So I have one military unit. So now we can build slingers. So we'll do that. So my settler needs orders. Expand down to the southwest.
Skill without imagination is craftsmanship, and gives us many useful objects, such as wickerwork picnic baskets.
And they are knocking down the research. Production toward ancient and classical era melee, anti-cavalry and range units. And caravansaries, gold from all trade routes. Let's do that. And confirm policy. So I apologize. My allergies are killing me tonight. Some nasal congestion, so I'm going to try and keep that noise out of your guys' ear. So the way this scenario might unfold is establish that city. 2 coastal cities. Newcastle upon Tyne. And I forget, oh yeah, city details. first thing they need is a military unit to defend them. So we'll have them build warriors. So it is, I have no idea. Oh, they just built the slingers? Okay. So we will build another settler. Can they not fortify? Yeah, I think this is weird where I have to move them out. Like, I can't figure out how to access the fortify menu from the unit itself. What unit needs orders? Wait, are these two slinger units? Or did I just move the warriors? I just moved the warriors out. That's what's the problem. I can't move them back yet. Can these guys fortify? Yep. So the problem was I had selected the warriors and didn't realize it. That's why there was no fortify button, because they were already fortified. No, what just happened? It's weird. I don't know, is it saying I can only have one unit fortified in a city? I guess that's the case. So I will, I'll just fortify them there. Ooh. Am I still muted? Yeah, okay. I have done that several times before. Mute the mic, forget that it's muted, and then look over and realize I've been talking for like a half hour. And it's not been recorded. So I'll just have them bivouac outside the city. Guess.
May the forces of evil become confused while your arrow is on its way to the target.
George Carlin. Bronze. That will let me recruit some good new military units. Cool.
Bravery is being the only one who knows you're afraid.
So like I said, it seems like we're knocking down a lot of research here. Still waiting to build up enough units to really make things interesting. Already advancing towards early empire. We'll pick that up as the next civic. So Civilization 6 is not necessarily the most exciting kinetic game to play, but it's a great chill game. But hopefully soon we will get to the point where I'm just not just clicking through the turns. Turn 55 already. They've just produced their warriors. We'll go ahead and fortify them there. And now we can choose production. I guess we'll go with a builder.
Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell. And you can foresee the future too.
So I will continue changing policies pretty much every time a new policy option becomes available. Just because I haven't really tracked or thought about in my head, you know, what should be the palpable impact of those policy selections that I should be seeing. So to me, any one is just as good as the other. And again, we're just playing on chieftain level of difficulty or whatever. So no need to be all sweaty about it. Just try out some different stuff for short periods of time and see how it works. I'm sure it's a more effective strategy to pick one kind of civic framework or objective or style and stick with it. That's probably not
Bronze is the
my
mirror
approach to
of the
anything.
form, wine of the mind.
Getting tons of research done, but like I said, we're just not, we haven't hit that like high productivity bell curve where I'm knocking something out like every turn. What did they just produce? Are those more settlers? So now the question becomes, you know, which direction do we want to expand in? And to me, I think I just want to continue down this southwest vector. This is the production at Portland, right? No, actually in Columbus, okay. Now my only thing is, I already built a wonder, right? So I would think that that would be listed on here somewhere. Oh, we built a monument. No wonders have been built. Ah, okay. I did not realize that. So we've just built a monument. Okay. Good to have figured that out. What just happened? Didn't I tell them to build Stonehenge? I don't get that. Does it ask me where I want to put it? Oh, we'll remove the rice this time. Okay. It's interesting. Oh, you have to build it in one of these four? Oh, that's not cool. It's like you have to pick a thing to give up. And there's not an option. Oh. Oh, dang it. No idea what I just did. Let's build Stonehenge there. Free great profit. So that'll be cool. Settlers are on the move. What is that? You were not able to complete the World Wonder Stonehenge in time. However, 5 production has been salvaged from the attempt and awarded to the city of Columbus. An unmet player has finished building the World Wonder Stonehenge. So I guess these wonders can only be built once, and somebody scooped me, so I couldn't build it. Okay. And now no wonders are available. It's interesting. We'll go ahead with another settler then. Do they have the settler now? No. It's still being built. Whoa, easy. So they just built a builder. And my problem is really... Okay, production for Portland. We should build another settler. Unit needs orders. So these are... okay, so these are the builders. Oh. Okay, these are the settlers. No. So my problem with the builders is I don't know what they're supposed to do. Like they can bulldoze. I guess they can build these improvements. I guess I removes rainforest from the plot. I guess my intent is to clear these things off and make room for some roads. Builders. Okay, so here you can build a farm. Okay. Go ahead and build that city. Sheffield. I'll rename it to Vancouver. Deselect the detail. Choose my production queue. Oh, so you can do. Let's just do warrior for now. classical era.
No hour of life is wasted that is spent in the saddle.
So it's hard to tell in the outing just when things are going to pick up and it's actually going to become exciting. Although I do like kind of this building phase and just, you know, selecting the vector in which I'm going to grow my civilization, which is exactly what I'm doing now. I'm not tank rushing anybody or going to war with anybody, just frivolously for no reason. They build the farm? Nope, I'm not going to remove that. It wouldn't make any sense. I would like to see an icon come up. The whole thing that I really want them to do is to build a roadway system between my two provinces.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
Choose a new civic. We'll go with state workforce. It's talking to me about workers that are supposedly idle. I'll show them. So these builders need what builders? These guys? Wait, what? Yeah, I wish you would just go to the unit. I thought I had 2 builder units out now. I guess they can't do anything there. Not allowed to move over mountains. So I can build an improvement here. Same thing here. I don't really know for certain. I'll pop the alert. Huh. So I think for the time being they're already fortified, so I would say leave them alone. And we're doing pretty good on gold, I think. Sorry, I'm having to crane all the way over here because my studio lamp is slightly blocking that part. I think first order of business, I think. Now I'm missing. I'm going to upgrade them to archer. Quite honestly, I forgot what my big grand strategy was, so I'll just go into the next turn. So are they saying the archers are done? thought there was a way to see what military units were in a city. Or maybe... Oh, I just upgraded them to archer. I was thinking I built archers, but I didn't. I just upgraded. So there's still just the one unit there. Although you just built settlers. Yeah, why didn't that, why is it not? I don't get that. Choose that. I don't understand why it's bouncing me out. Oh, it's saying I'm gonna build it over here. I think that one should just go until it's completed, since it's not a monument. It shouldn't be exclusive to one civilization building it before the other. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so the settlers are there. They could found a city. I don't know what that is. Liverpool. Oh, Vancouver 1. Oh no. Okay, that's why it. Alright. Vancouver. Choose Pantheon. What is that? Alright, City Patron Goddess. Sure. I found the Pantheon. Shinto. Religions. Alright. Alright, so not a bad round of improvements. Let's see if the pace will pick up a little bit here. So this is production at Messina. What I really need is units that can defend themselves.
The Lord made us all out of iron. Then he turns up the heat to forge some of us into steel. It is equally important to have a happy and engaged workforce as it is to have a profitable bottom line.
It's not what that says, but accept it. Alright, let's confirm that round of policy changes. And choose your new research. Stir-ups is part of the path to get to building knights. So that'll help with my military prowess. Still just 575 BC. I did not catch something rolled over and I don't know what. So I guess they can go back to building a settler, so I can continue to work on expansion and manifest destiny, sort of. Alright, so they produced their warrior. What unit needs orders? I guess these guys just arrived, so I can just... No? Yeah, warrior. I can fortify in that town.
My liege, we are beginning to attract the attention of the great people of the world. Of course, there are other leaders vying for their attention too. The more specialized districts we construct, the more we will draw in specialized great people to share their talents with our civilization. I advise that we continue to build these.
Okay, thanks. When I get done... So is this the theater? Theater Square. Okay. They just built a spearman. I don't remember if they already had a unit. I think that answer is no. I have to check it again once that unit gets back. Oh no, this is my, okay. So they've got one military unit. Let's make their next one just a regular set of warriors. Generally the way I play it is that like my minimum defense in any given town is 2 military units, so while I'm focused on building settlers, I also need to make sure that I have 2 military units in each city. those are the spearmen. I can just go ahead and fortify in place.
My liege, we have an envoy at our disposal. We can use the envoy to gain favor with the city-state. Becoming friendly with a city-state neighbor can be greatly beneficial to our civilization.
Yeah, well, we technically haven't met any
People who
additional
cannot
races
find
yet.
time for recreation are sooner or later to find time for illness.
Doesn't really make sense, Jordy, but go ahead with it. Firm up. So at least our two vectors will be harmonized for a small bit of time. So they built more settlers. They built warriors. So that must mean alright, you guys can fortify there. Use production for Portland. Guess they have their one military unit. Just have them add an archer. And then Vancouver. So does Vancouver have 2 army units in it already? Warriors. Vancouver. It seems like there are 2 military units there already. I'm going to go ahead and build up another set of settlers. Settler in Vancouver. Starting to vapor lock a little. Settler in Vancouver. Not hooking him for some reason. And I think not going to mess with that now. Warrior unit. Where is it? No. I just need to go where it is. No. No, they're warriors too. Man, I've really lost the thread on. And there are no other units there, huh? Okay. Okay, so I just realized that there's this white light shining now. Hopefully that's wherever. I don't really understand why it's blocking me off from not having more than one military unit in a hex. Because this game is supposed to allow for stacking of units. Okay, but that's fine for now. Alright. I don't know what's going on with that unit. Okay, so they built a warrior. I don't understand why I can't, it's weird. Try and exit and then come back. Now that should be the one unit that stays, I guess. Nope. So I thought that maybe there was that white light that would beam down on whatever unit you were supposed to be working on. Is it this one? I do not know.
Yosemite Valley to me is always a sunrise, a glitter of green and golden wonder in a vast edifice of stone and space.
Discovered. So I didn't realize that there were discoverable wonders in addition to the man-made ones. Makes sense. But pretty cool. Okay, so that is actually that warrior unit. We will just have them fortify there. This is another warrior unit. That's all I want him to do. It's another unit that needs orders, so we'll have them found a new city there. Set of warriors, I guess. Just have them fortify. Choosing production for that town. Those are barbarians right there. Great. So we'll start them off with the warrior, see if the barbarians hold off attacking until I have that second unit in place. I don't know that that's how it's going to actually go down. They seem to be preoccupied more with exploring than whatever I've got next. So there's my next settler unit. That's good. So we've got 5 towns already. No. So we'll come down here to found a 6th. Okay. They cannot... Columbus is free again. Really? All right. I guess Columbus just has freed up capacity for units, because I just built a settler. Nope. This is aggravating. It's like I can see everything about a city except how many units are there, which is what I need to see to determine if I've corrected the problem for population growth and building. Nothing being produced. Now, I can't build. Any wonders anyway. Guess it'll have to be units. Alright, let's go ahead and build another settler unit. And down here. As far as I can tell, they have 1 unit bivouacked there. So let's get them a 2nd unit. So we'll just go with Archer again.
If it's natural to kill, how come men have to go into training to learn how?
Now, in older versions of Sims, I think that research topic is the one that allows you to expand, you gain like a ton more of like religious options to convert over to. And then that's part of the path to democracy, which is one of the more productive and balanced political types. Medieval!
Few inventions have been so simple as the stirrup, but few have had so catalytic an influence on history.
Choose new research. So it's masonry. So we just got a warrior in Portland. That would give them 2 units there. I think you need to have them deploy on this vector since that's where the barbarians are. Choose a production. Can't build any wonders. Go ahead and have them build a new settler unit. Maybe just have them go one more hex out away from the city before I set that up.
Your Grace, we have obtained greater knowledge in the art of building static fortifications. Building walls around our cities will not only make them stronger against a foreign invader, but will also allow them to bombard nearby enemies.
When wasteful war
Not very
shall
friendly.
statues overturn, and broils root out the work of masonry.
Where's my unit that needs... Okay. These are my warriors. So Leeds got a warrior. That's their 1 unit, so they can go ahead and fortify there. Send envoy. To where? To Seoul. No, I figure we better send ours before somebody else sends theirs. I want to declare war or levy their military. Just not absolutely certain what it's trying to, what it's telling me here, or why I'm on this screen. I mean, I'm sure it's to see more information, and that's great. Yes, I have sent a request by Envoy to them, so the system should generate an AI-based response. Hope. Trying to figure out where I was. So I was at, we're trying to get me nothing on their leader. I guess I don't really have to do anything else. Oh, confirm placement. Okay. Which I don't seem to be able to do. I don't understand why. City-state meeting bonus. Oh, because we were the first to send it on the way. It's giving you a new quest trigger and inspiration for guilds. So my question is, did I send the envoy? It says, envoy sent, okay. So third in science, third in culture, second in domination, and third in religious victory. So it has a confirm placement button. I can't press it. Trigger an inspiration for guilds. Alright. I think that envoy, hopefully that envoy is doing whatever it's supposed to be doing. Can't see. Whoa, what was that? Why? Oh, because I never renamed that one. No. Okay, so I'm up through Messina. Okay.
Thousands have lived without love, not one without water.
Alright, so next research up. Let's go with sailing. Allow me to gain some nautical power here, prowess. Build nautical units, that's a big thing, maritime units. Unit needs some orders. So the settlers, those settlers just got there. I have my choice of city sites to head towards. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it coastal. 9 Diamond! What's going on, man? Well, this is clearly a slower paced game in comparison to what you and Scarlet are used to playing. But thanks a lot for stopping through. I do appreciate you. Let me go ahead and give you your own personal soundboard to herald the arrival in the stream chat. I didn't know you started streaming yet. Yeah, I mean, I wish I didn't know. Oh, sorry, man. Yeah, no problems. I didn't want to burden anybody with, worrying about little old me. But yeah, I mean, when you guys started seeing me show, I saw yesterday when I was offline. Haha, cool, man. Well, thanks so much for the follow and for checking in. I do appreciate it. You guys going live here shortly? guess these guys, since I just moved, they cannot build the city yet, so we'll go ahead and go on to the next turn. Oh, make sure I'm not muted. Nope. So very cool, man. Did you guys do any things? Let's see. Whenever I see you on, I'll definitely pop in. Our home internet has been trashed, though, so I might pop on and off. No worries, brother. No worries at all. Yeah, I guess the times I stream would run right up to. I'm trying to fix it. Ooh. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I've got to move here shortly. I've definitely been drinking from the big cup of internet excellence while I've been here, so I'm highly worried. I mean, internet here has been so good that it's rare that you ever have internet that's worked as good as mine here. So I'm very, especially now being back to streaming, I'm highly concerned that I just won't get the same kind of experience. But fingers crossed. Yeah, but that's got to be frustrating. So let's see. Our name is York. So how you been doing otherwise, man? Things going good? There's a little canal that goes to the city. It's really intricate, the art that they've put into cities, especially as they grow. And this has a canal going through it as well. And it is just 250 AD. So do you guys, so 9, do you play any like strategy games or turn-based like 4X games or anything like that? Like maybe during your chill time when you guys aren't shooting it up in Apex? So I can't build settlers yet. Shouldn't build a builder. It's tempting. Let's go ahead and build archers there. And go to the next turn.
Vessels large may venture more, but little boats should keep near shore.
So we'll go construction. I feel like I'm really far down the line in my research tree, despite it only being 275 AD. So I'm wondering how much additional stuff they packed onto the research tree in Civ 6. But I feel like construction is something you normally wouldn't get till later, in a later era. I think I'm just in the medieval era, so I feel like that's an Industrial Revolution era research item. Maybe I'm wrong. York. So I got a bunch of times to just cycle turns here. Diamond, thanks for the host, brah. Appreciate it. I gotta fix that host goal thing. I don't know. I guess that must be tracking. I thought I set that host goal thing to track on a daily, but it looks like it's tracking my host for the month. Thanks a lot for the host, 9. I do appreciate it. So right now we just got a bunch of turn cycles, it seems like.
The opportunity has arrived for a
All my
change
towns are
into a
churning
new
away.
and more powerful system of government. Let us strengthen our identity and enact more policies.
Divide and rule, a sound motto. Unite and lead, a better one.
So 9, do you ever play any games like Civilization? Are you pretty much strictly like first-person shooters? Government unlocked. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, this is always one of the very big turning points in the campaign is... Oh, sorry, and I've only unlocked... Okay, so I've only unlocked 3 different governments. Probably going to go with Classical Republic. Bonus Great People points. Yep. Make the switch! Whoa! I didn't play Civilization a while back, but I used to play Warcraft 3. Okay, very cool. Shogun, very cool. StarCraft. I love Bird's Eye games. Strategy games are dope. Yeah, so I personally have played, let's see. So I did play Warcraft 3. That was actually the first Warcraft game that I played. So I came to that series fairly late. And of course it was the last great one that Blizzard made before they started making WoW. I don't remember. I don't think I've played... And I think by Shogun, I think you're talking about Total War Shogun. So I've played tons of games in the Total War series. I don't remember if I've gone back and specifically played Shogun, but I've played a lot since then, since Total War Rome. And I just bought this year's iteration of Total War, Three Kingdoms, which is excellent. I was never a big StarCraft person. So I haven't played, I've never played a StarCraft game, actually. I was recently considering, picking one up, because I've been going back and picking up a lot of the Blizzard games, Diablo 3, and I had Diablo 3 on Nintendo Switch, but I just recently said, just go ahead and get it for PC. Recently bought Overwatch for PC. And yeah, I think that's it. But I kind of have on a list of, desired games to go after a lot of the Blizzard stuff. Alright, so we'll go... No military policy slots are provided. Oh, so I lost my military policy slot when I chose Classic Republic. And it gave me another one in economic policy. I'm not sure that I'm too pleased about that. Alright, so we'll go Caravanseries and get paid! Very cool, man. So are you guys, you may have answered it already, are you guys streaming tonight, Apex? Diplomatic League. Ooh, first envoy you send counts as 2 envoys, it's a nice perk. Okay, and we'll go with Strategos. Firm up. It's strange to me that I cannot zoom out, but this far, I guess that's how it do. Go with defensive tactics on civic type. Ooh, sorry about that. Oh, yeah, I guess that's what that host goal is. I didn't realize that. So I have the host today label is daily, and then I guess the host goal is monthly. So I thought it was broken, but that appears to not be the case. So I'm pretty excited, actually. This is, I've recently kind of changed up. I was doing a little soul searching, and I know one of the things I do as a variety streamer is, because I'm also a blogger and podcaster who covers the games industry and does game reviews, or at least game reviews as a discussion topic. One of the things that happens to me is I play at least 2 new games a month, so a lot of my live streaming is constantly new games coming in, and I think it's been harder for people to kind of stick with that, because it's always something new, and a lot of times it's me struggling to figure out a game in terms of its design and intent. So I'm going to pull some of the review kind of stuff back a little bit and do more of that off stream and convert more of my stream to games that I am at least basically familiar with, or am looping back to revisit after kind of an initial review period. So that will have live streams that are a little less of me, you know, figuring things out. Although there'll still be some of that, just because I play a lot of different types of games, so it's impossible for me to know everything about every game. But there'll be a little bit more stability in the programming and a lower frequency of drops. So for the next week, I'm going to be playing this. This is kind of like my Conquer the World week, so I'll be playing a lot of Civilization 6, but I'm also going to play a couple sessions of The Division 2 as well, just to keep engaged with that game as a service, and stay up to speed with its content as it evolves. What do we got here? So next settler. It's such a long way to go when settlers show up in these northern provinces. So I gotta send this guy all the way down here. Settler to here. That's weird. So it's not wouldn't let me select that route all the way at the bottom. So now Columbus is up. The amount that can be built in the cities is really kind of overwhelming at this point. Okay, so they cannot build... we can build the Apadana Wonder. Alright, so we'll try and get that done. What is... Remove marsh on this tile. See if we can get it done before some other civilization builds it. Let's go next turn. Some barbarians just come out of the bush there. I need to make sure. Okay, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize how much information it showed about the city. Insufficient housing. And this little ribbon bar. So we've got about an hour left in the live stream. I have no idea. This is also weird. One of the things I've always loved about Civ is how much I've learned about history.
The four building
as a
blocks
history
of the
major in
universe are
undergrad,
fire, water, gravel, and vinyl.
But it's still always interesting to go back through this stuff. I have no idea what the Great Wonder Apadana is. So I'm definitely going to be Wikipediaing that sometime after I get off stream. Shipbuilding, that'll be a good one. Settlers, excuse me, on the move. Oh, who's that crossing down here? Barbarians? Ugh. So they just produce settlers. Seems to be outside the range of where I can send any group of settlers, so I guess I'll send them here. And then once they get there, I'll have them cross over to this other zone to actually build a city. Now, these guys. So they have a military unit bivouacked, but they also have these guys here. What the heck is this? Okay. They also have a nearby military unit. I guess I'll go ahead and have them build another warrior. See, there's two units there already. Change that. So the other place is building a wonder. Should I have them? I guess I should go ahead and build a scout and have somebody cover the map. It's one thing I haven't really attended to yet. Okay, like I said, my allergies are killing me tonight. Excuse me. Okay, so we're up to, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cities now. The road to 12. Settlers have been captured by barbarians. Okay. So now things are going to get interesting, because I'm a little tired of this ish. So they are building archers. Excuse me. What I gotta find out is how many maneuver units I have. And mobilize them for war. Wow. Allergies are really eating me up. So they're producing settlers. I don't wanna flip that production just yet. I got 3 barbarian units down here. I do have a maneuver unit here. More settlers. Maneuver units here. This is one thing that I do need to produce more of is I'm pulling a lot of my forces down here to the south. It's going to make my northern borders a little more vulnerable. But I think for the time being it's the right thing to do. Alright, let's go ahead and go next turn. I don't think that particularly leaves anybody really... are they going to try and... My warriors put some smack down there. Lost 1 unit though.
Reconnaissance units like scouts are unique in that they can gain experience by exploring and discovering parts of the world.
Where is that warrior? Okay. Where are these warriors? That's... Okay, that's a maneuver unit. Bring them down. Scout. Go 4th scout. Find me some stuff. Very excited to be on the war party now. Still 3 units down here. These guys are losing though. Let's use production for Messina. We've got 1 unit bivouacked. I don't have a housing shortage, it doesn't seem like. I definitely need to get some more combined arms. Let's go ahead and make a spearman. Didn't catch why some production was restricted down there. No! Damn! Frickin' barbarians. Whoa, did I see another maneuver unit coming in? Yeah, blasted. It's getting rough. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have any military units in York. It could get bad before it gets could get worse. No! Why do they switch off like that? Interesting too that so apparently in Civ 6 units cannot occupy space concurrently. Although settlers can stack. Flippin'
I cannot
A.
imagine any condition which would cause a ship to founder.
Outright frickin'
Modern shipbuilding has gone beyond that.
barbarian assault. So that's these warriors. Where are they in relation to the fight? Frick, my territory has gotten split because of this incursion. This terrain is killing my warrior units. It's taking so long to transit. These are my guys? Okay. Good. Needed to win one. Got more units here. Looks like these guys are trying to attack Rochester. Get mine. Blast it. So this is what I mean. Well, I can't move in there yet. Oh, I don't know if that's where I wanted the settlers to go. I think I need those settlers to hold up. Delete unit, create escort formation with war. Interesting. Let's cancel that movement because I don't want them getting out ahead of themselves. These warriors. What unit needs orders? You should need orders. I said automate too close to tribal village. I don't even know what that means. Just go up that way. And then automate your exploration. Warrior. I know, but... Alright. Next turn. Ah, we got the barbarians rolling back now? Still uncool how this whole thing has gone down. It's just cost me a lot of production. enemy. I guess I'll have them dig back in. Settler, I just want you guys to hold up. One thing, this camera keeps jumping around. So I'm looking at a tactical picture and then the camera jumps. I think because the game thinks it's being helpful, it's not really. Alright, unit needs orders. Let's maintain the offensive. Huh. Okay, so I didn't know you. Very good to know. I didn't realize you could get a list of units there. And it scrolls. Okay, and you can see who's fortified. That's excellent. That's huge. That I'm going to need. Especially now that things have escalated to the point where I'm going to have these maneuver units engaged probably more frequently. This unit needs orders. Kill this mofo. Kill him! Keep him! Keep him! Okay, settlers, you're gonna go ahead and skip that turn. Why? Dude, why do you keep coming back down here? When I tell you to automate. And those sling dudes are buttholes.
Invincibility lies in the defense. The possibility of victory in the attack.
So I think I'm not going to change policies while I'm engaged in an active military campaign. So I want to keep whatever skill sets and whatever I have stable. We'll go after mysticism for our next civic. Choose production in Rochester. While we are still engaged in war, just keep pouring on the military units. And we will go... Why can't I build swordsmen? Not enough resources of that type. So we're building out archers. What is this? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Oh, whoa, what's going on here? Okay, that's not burning. Okay, it's... Okay. Like, what's burning in Vancouver? I think those are actually deliberate, like, lights for the canal. Way too much detail in this game. Alright, let me come down this way, because otherwise going around here I have to maneuver around Rochester. Are these barbarian settlers? Right? Alright. Unit needs orders. Promotion available. That's another thing I don't understand. Do I have to manage promotions myself? Not fully clear on what that means. Gosh, those sling guys. Okay, what is this? Unit available for promotion. Warrior unit is available for promotion. What do I do? Oh, so they can gain extra skill sets. Tortoise. Very cool. City-state meeting bonus. As the first major civilization to meet the Vilnia city-state, you have earned one envoy there. Have I sent them an envoy there? Envoy sent. So I think once that's done, like I don't need to worry about it. Last time I was trying to manage it, I don't think I need to actually manage that. New city-state quest. It's giving you a new quest. Send trade route. Now that I haven't fully understood. I haven't fully understood how... First of all, I don't know where the quests show up. World ranking, city-states, trade route overview, list of reports. City status. That's my own. I don't need that. Gossip resources, trade route overview, city states. Yeah, I still haven't fully understood how to read this thing. Just gonna kill that alert. Met a new city state. Need more housing. Production salvage. And I figured out how to clear those flipping things. That Stonehenge alert popped off like an hour and a half ago. I was still sitting there in the queue. Hey, Scooby-Doo, how you doing, man? Thanks so much for swinging through. Step has bonus, but the light blue is the best. It's the science. Okay, gotcha. You will have some points to put. Gotcha. Are you a big Civilization 6 player, Scooby-Doo? Naval ranged. Huh, that's interesting. Spearman. Oh, 2,000 hours. Wow. Yeah, way back in the day, I probably would have put in that many hours on Civilization 2 was kind of where I first fell in love with the franchise and Sid Meier's design. I used to spend a not unhealthy amount of time awake to the wee hours of the morning playing it. I used to actually play it on a, do you have Discord? I don't have a Discord channel, no, I apologize. I just, haven't had that much of a demand for it, just because I don't, you know. But if you're interested in a Discord, I will certainly, get about the business of setting one up. So we still got some barbarians to defend down here. One of the things I've been saying when I did get around to having enough demand to set up a Discord is I wanted the Discord to be kind of, I don't know if I want to use the word specialized, but I want it to be like some kind of thematic Discord as far as the types of discussions. I didn't want to set up a generic Discord. We'll go to the city stats for 1 minute. Sure. Or did you want me to go to the city report, which I literally just figured out how to bring up? Right before you came in. Where you were lost. I'm trying to remember back to where I said with all zeros. With the war weariness or the damage? So I mean, you're saying where there's all zero with all zeros. Those I'm seeing that's the war weariness column and the damage column. light blue, purple city names. Light blue, purple city names. You got me a bit lost, bud. Alright, I'm out of it. Where the face is. On top. So you're talking about where the leader is? Or is it a different one of the two on the right of it? So here are city-states. Yeah, light blue and purple. Okay. Yeah. Where I was lost in terms of figuring out where the missions were that they were giving out. Yeah, because that would be helpful to know, because I know I have several strategy games where other factions give you missions. That's a standard 1 point equals 2. Right. So I got that from the envoys that I sent for the light blue. No, I guess what I was saying was there are alerts that indicate that these guys have given me a task. Like one of them was like open a trade route. But like I don't see where those like missions or tasks are listed here. Is what I was looking for. So yeah, I see what the bonuses are. But I'm looking for the 3 envoys equals +2 science with library. Right. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the missions or the tasks that they're giving you to obtain additional bonuses. The mission is with the traders. Yeah, I mean, I know what I need to do to establish a trade route. What I'm saying is so the only time that I see those missions listed is when the first alert pops that you've established a relationship. Also check the cities once in a while. Yeah, like I said, I'm just looking for something more persistent than just when the alert pops that you've established an envoy with that city as to that mission. Because I see it when it first comes up, but I don't see a way to get back to it. Is the problem. So if I don't just memorize, what missions I have with each city, like I said, I don't see a way to get back to it. Speaking of which, I probably ought to start saving these games, which I haven't been doing. Tribal village discovered. Friendly tribe. I don't know that these guys are friendly. Happily buy a friendly tribe. I don't know that those guys are friendly because I think they're the source of like all the barbarian raids, seems like. One tip, look at YouTube. Do you see an exclamation mark? One tip, look at YouTube. Yeah, I tend to, and I mean, I play a lot of different games, Scooby-Doo, so it's, I have a personal. Check this guy 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, if you put I don't think you can drop links in my chat, but if you drop like if you just type in like a channel name or something, then I'll go find the person in their YouTube video about Civ 6 guides or recommendations or whatever. Yeah, I have a thing about games where I feel like I just don't. Quill 18. Okay, I will go check that out. Only because you said so. My normal personal philosophy is I generally, because I play a lot of different games and I have to review a lot of games from the perspective of my personal philosophy is I should be able to figure out everything that I need to figure about your game in your game. Like I shouldn't have to, unless I really get stuck at a really hard point that's really critical, like I shouldn't have to go scurrying around and Googling all over the internet to figure something out. So my personal feeling is, because I can't find how to get back to these missions, that's a design flaw in the UX, and that's just my personal opinion. Just rate how to play Civ 6. Yeah, no, I know I could, and I do appreciate that. Like I said, I play a lot of different games, so if I spent time Googling and searching around to, figure out something for, every game that I play. Like, I've played 16 new games in 2019, right? I don't have time to... Also, winter and sand is the worst. Okay, gotcha. Is the worst place, I guess you're saying, to build cities. So yeah, I have and I'm also a software architect, so my feeling is all software should be natural and intuitive, and you should be able to figure out everything, 99% of what you need to figure out about any given application, games included, within the fabric of the game. So when there's something that I feel like is a little Byzantine or esoteric, I feel like that to me is a design flaw. So what do we got? So we just built these archers, right? And we're gonna fortify them in this city. So it looks like I've cleared out all the barbarians. So what I'm going to wind up doing is establishing a defensive line with my remaining maneuver units down along the southern border.
I like to say I practice militant mysticism. I'm absolutely sure of some things.
So what other games do you play, Scooby-Doo, besides Civilization 6? Okay, and I'm still not going to change policies, like I said, because I'm in the middle of a big military campaign. I'm going to have these settlers head over to the western border of my little republic, since I had so many problems along the southern border. And my next civic that I'll choose will be Naval Tradition. Shooting games. Okay, do you play multiplayer shooters or single player? Send an envoy. So there are already 2 envoys at Vilnius. Let's send another. Triggers an inspiration for guilds. Says these guys are friendly, but shooting games, Rocket League, if I have a friend, okay. Multiplayer, Counter-Strike Go, Call of Duty, Battlefield 1. Truck Simulator, with Truck Simulator, is that American Truck Simulator or European Truck Simulator? these guys they're coming up as friendly. Like I said, I don't regard them as friendly. But I don't think I'm struggling with whether I should attack them. So you have both. Oh, very cool, man. I would try and speak French to you, but my French has lagged so much. I had a couple opportunities right after college to speak it on a recurring basis, and I got decent. I won't say good. So I think I'm going to wipe these guys out, just because I feel like I shouldn't have had all that yin-yang from them. All that hash and trash. Well, very cool, man. That's a pretty good, just horrible writing it. Okay, I got you. Yep, I've definitely had, languages that I write better than I speak, or read better than I write it, etc. So, I am bilingual. Okay, alright, very cool. So do you live in France, Scooby-Doo? Or do you live, or are you in, so you said you are French, so that, or do you live, so I know you're not Canadian, but do you live in Canada? So I'll continue maneuvering down here to the south. I'm gonna feel bad about this, but I think your empire needs to die. Why? I need both in Canada, the Atlantic side. Okay. Nova Scotia, by chance? Ooh, Brussels. For education. I'll get that. The third envoy. Achievement unlocked. New Orleans style Spanish rice. So I have an envoy at every 100 influence points. Interesting, that didn't ask me to confirm placement. It's fine. It needs orders. NB, New Brunswick. Okay, I'm not familiar with that region, but I will definitely look it up after this. Huh? Have we chased this guy out of his territory? What? They just embarked ships? That was unexpected. I didn't know that warriors have that capability, or maybe that's all my units? That's weird. Beside main state. Okay, gotcha. Good lobster up that way? So now it's funny that my military units are pursuing these guys into their own territory. Tribal village discovered. You have found a village inhabited by a friendly tribe. Okay, alright. Brussels itself, right? That's fine. Whoa, there's a lot of units maneuvering up there to the north. Seoul and Belgium are friendly. Capital officer is near my city. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I've been up to Maine once and had lobster there. It was quite excellent. I used to think that was all just like advertising and marketing, but lobster in Maine is really good. Okay, so we got these units. Oh, snap! Frack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've been overextended. Not cool at all. But I think I'm not going to back off. I'm pretty confident in my defensive capabilities. I just need to wage a major offensive against these guys. So they're predicting a minor defeat. If I attack major defeat, really? Alright, where's this unit? Minor victory? Let's do that then. LOL, okay. Let's kill them soon, yeah. Yeah, I definitely got suckered into pulling all my military forces down here. It's not quite what I expected. But I feel like I've committed myself this far to the military campaign, so I can't, like, back off of it. So here's what I'm gonna try. So I keep saying I can't go there. But if I attack, it's gonna be a major defeat. So I guess I'm gonna hold position there and not attack them. I've got more warrior units. Why can they not? Flippin' A. Are you telling me that? That can't be right. I'm gonna hold off on that. So I'm just gonna skip their turn. You must kill them soon. Also, don't worry about those city stats. Okay. Yes, no, you will die. Yes, back up. Right. Well, I may have derped it. We'll go ahead and build sheep. Go ahead and build a new city here. Birmingham. I'm going to rename that to, let's see, York was the last one I named, so we'll rename this one to Dover. So, I mean, your warrior's going down. Yeah, I realize that now. I probably made a mistake by not backing him up. We'll see how aggressive the AI is. Let's see, we can go Spearman here. Oh. Nope, fought him off. This is the bad one though. Down to one man. Man. Oof. You have one unit available for promotion. Unfortunately, they're probably going to die after this, but we'll promote them to with the tortoise capability. Also, you can put some mods in this game. He's still available. Wow. Are you in Prince? No, I mean like Chieftain. It was my first time playing, so I just didn't want to. I just wanted time to like learn the game without like being super pressured. So I didn't. I wanted to make sure that I wanted to learn the mechanics, not spend my time with the challenge. So. These guys, that would still be a major defeat. So we'll do what you said. We'll back these guys up. Although now, it's weird. It's these guys. That would still be a major defeat. Problem here is my paths for retreat are going to be limited. Minor victory. Stalemate. So we'll take the minor victory. That gives him a promotion available, although there won't be any of them left to enjoy the promotion. If you capture the flag boy, you will have a free settler. So you're saying now I shouldn't back up? territories being encroached upon. Press your character. Press your character. I'm not sure what you mean here. These guys? Are you saying I should press forward? You will see a shield. Right. The fortified? Okay, yeah, that's not a bad idea. So I'll dig in with those guys. What I think I really want to do, so this vector has changed a little bit. The geometry of war has changed here. I think what I want to do is push a little forward. And now that I have these guys available, I'm going to also bring them up. As long as I can press that offensive forward and keep those guys who are out on the left, the guys on the left flank engaged, then I'm going to have a problem. Now these guys have settlers. Send them up here to the north. That is so amazing that land units automatically just embark ships. Okay, so I have 2 military units there. I'll start maneuvering them to the south. Spearman unit. I'll go ahead and choose their production. You'll see, yes, if you don't move, it will help you, but if you move, it will not do nothing. Okay, right, gotcha. Yes. So this is production in Messina. Alright, I'm still fighting this war, so I'm going to still stick with cranking out military units as much as I can. I wish some of these naval units would do me some good. But there's not a big shoreline there, so going amphibious isn't going to particularly help. Or in your borders. Let's see, but if you move, we'll not do. Also, you can heal up quicker in the city or in your borders. Okay. Send an envoy. These guys need orders. Yeah, they're trying to roll in on this left flank here. I'm gonna fortify them. I'll also fortify these guys. Oh! Point your dot on a pig, you will see the luxury. Yeah, on the truffles resource. And bonuses. Oh, this is... Where how's it? Ooh. Oh! The lane's open. That's kind of what I was shooting for. What do we got here? This unit needs orders, but maybe a minor defeat. Maybe a major victory. So let me take these guys down. It would make your city happy if you work on them. Okay, do you see the little map on the left? Yep, absolutely. See the overall map in the lower left-hand corner where everybody's areas of control are. Do the first circle on top. So you mean the lenses? Yeah, and then you can select some overlays. So I know that'll bring up color-coded specific areas of influence or critical points on the map with those overlays. Scroll down. Okay, cool. Yeah, so are there more things underneath here? I can't seem to get to anything below Empire. Okay, you will see all the luxuries. Okay, there we go. Content appeal. Gotcha. Alright. So now we can push in. I really wish these spearmen would possibly get down there in time. Housing. Wonder completed. Somebody else finished the Oracle. There's more than that. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it seems the UI seems to present that there's more stuff below here, but I cannot. Scroll wheel doesn't do anything. Clicking doesn't do anything. Right clicking and it doesn't do anything. Well, it shows that down. I think that down arrow just means press it again to drop it. Actually, now that I look at it, I don't think there's anything else below there. Maybe it's a mod. Okay, and yeah, and that may be the case. So let's go ahead and bring these guys up. These guys, they would be a major defeat. How far out is the spearman unit? I don't think they'll get there in time. He's got... I'm gonna go... I guess I'm gonna hold off until both units can attack. So let's just go ahead and fortify them for now. Looks like a book back up. Well, what I'm going to do, Scooby-Doo, is since it's really a war of attrition down here, is I'm going to fortify in. Because all I need to do to push this over the edge is take down this camp. So once both of these units can attack, I'm going to bring them down. They're going to get a minor defeat, but they're going to attrite enough units here so that when I bring this unit in, they'll be able to overwhelm them. It'll be a major victory. I'll take this over, and then that should end this barbarian civilization, or barbarian concentration down here on my southern border, and allow me to focus on other things. Where are these settlers? Okay, they are now ashore. That's a new city there. See, so I just did Dover. The flag can't attack. You just took your settler. I'm not following you. You can grab it. Okay, I'll try and do that. So let's see. I just made Dover. Queue up production, so I'm going to do archers first. my sortied out. That was a little unexpected. Machinery. Ah, Rochester. Which is good. Now they have two. That's weird. New Spearman. Oh, because that unit was just produced. That is my archer. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Spearman. Yeah, yes, I'm about to make the attack down here. Yeah, so this is... So it's... I've played this kind of like... Excuse me, I'm gonna have to... Excuse me. I was trying to cover up. Yeah, so the way I played this in the South was I played this as a war of attrition and maneuver. Sorry, hold on a second. Yeah, and it was kind of a roll of the dice. I was just hoping that as the turns seesawed back and forth, that I would hit a point where he was just reduced enough and a lane opened up for me to kind of shoot the lane, kind of like a basketball play. And now it's going to be 4-on-1, and hopefully this will wrap things up. Push through. There we go. Wasn't pretty, but I got the job done. I don't know, what is that? Oh, the scout. The scout's going to sea. Unit needs orders. I guess I'll go over here. My effort to explore. Tech boost.
The more science intervenes in warfare, the more will be the need for engineers in the field armies. In the late war, there were never enough sappers at any time.
So I need to go back up and look at the shooters that you play. Oh, jeez. Sorry. Trouble if it's 842. Yeah, sorry I missed you, Drama. So now I'm having a hard time. Scooby getting back. Oh, there we go. So Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, and Battlefield 1, Rocket League as well. Yeah, so I play Rocket League very rarely. Pat says police. Oh, no, I'm not. My mother worked for the police department in my hometown for about 30 years. So over that time, they would interoperate with other police agencies and forces and stuff, so she would always, they would always, like, give her ball caps, and she'd be like, well, I'm not going to wear a ball cap, so that doesn't do me any good. So, she, whenever I go home, she usually has, she used to have these sitting around, and I would grab them. New research. Castles. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I still want to pursue the enemy. I'm surprised none of my units are up for promotion. Just going to have them hold up here. I'm still going to bring these archers down to the south and continue maneuvering these spearmen to the south as well. I always listen to my police scanner. I like it a lot. Very cool. Well, that's as far as I want to move them. This guy, I don't know. This is weird to me. I don't know why he can't press further up. I wonder, am I near the north? Oh, but I guess that's really the end of the map. No, it should be. It's weird. Let's put him on automate exploration. Let him figure it out. What is that? Resource discover. Resource of Nita. These guys, decisive victory. Major victory. So I want to destroy the settlers, but I also want to take out this military unit. You know, you can upgrade also because it's deep sea. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. That I would not have caught on to. Archers continue to maneuver. Spearmen. I'm going to continue maneuvering. I think what I need to do is start building up a line of military units down along the southern border and then also put some up on the western border. I'm going to continue with military unit production. Make another set of archers here. I got a Discord. But you don't have the sea resources you need, no problem, I got a Discord. Now, do you stream Scooby-Doo? Wonder completed. Fine, whatever. Ah, come on with that. Seriously? Are those? I think those are barbarians. You need sorters. Think about it. Okay. Nope. Okay. Very cool. Yeah. Well, if you need any, I mean, you obviously sound like you're a very savvy guy, so you probably don't need the help. But if you do, I've spent a lot of time digging into the technology of streaming and a lot of the equipment and hardware. So if you need any helps or tips on that or software or services, please feel free to ask. Get out of the ship. Yeah, no, good point. Yeah, when I swing back up to that, I will. I'm going to step away because I need to use the restroom really quick. I've only got a few more minutes left in the live stream, so, you know, for anybody who's in the chat, if you want to hang out, you can. If you want to bounce, you certainly can. I will be back in like 1 minute. But I am going to step away for the sec. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on the BRB screen, and then I will be right back. So, Mission 8, do you play, nice. Do you play Destiny 2? What platform do you play on? My eyes getting bad. I'm getting old. Oh, there we go. Nope. Exploding barrels. Shenanigans. So Mission 8 plays on PC. Used to play on Xbox. Like it's here. apologize. You guys, I guess I missed the scene change there. It's not good. Alright. Well, I apologize for that. You guys missed about 3 minutes of action. Hopefully it won't be too big a miss in the 3-hour time block.
Sendai Outpost.
I was like, did I get any speed boost out of that? Alright, for anybody who's still hanging out in the live stream, I am back, but we are going to wrap it up here. Probably after this turn. Definitely, I would love to do the just one more turn thing, but I spent enough of my life in Civilization games doing exactly that to know my own addiction and try and avoid it. So these are my warriors. I'm going to continue my pursuit of the barbarians because I don't want these settlers popping up a new stinking camp. Yeah, by all means, man. Let's see. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. I believe I do because I think I'm an Xbox Game Pass subscriber. I believe it dropped on Xbox Game Pass for PC. So yes, I believe I do have it. It's a man. I don't want to say that I don't want to play that game. It is a game that goes a little bit further around the corner of psychologically impactful content that I'm not super interested in playing. But as a podcaster who follows the industry, and studies the industry and the evolution of game design, I feel like there's an obligation for me to play it. Man. But I know when I play it, I know it's going to be rough emotionally and psychologically, and so I have kind of avoided playing it. I can definitely play that on. I wanted to give it for free. Right. Yeah, right. Were it not free, I'm pretty certain I would have never paid for it. Again, I think it's a great game from everything that I hear. A code from Humble Bundle. Right. I think it's a great game because I've seen the critical acclaim from reviewers that I trust. I just don't feel this is a light year for me emotionally in gaming, and I feel like I'm just not ready for that weight of that emotional experience. I think it's going to bring up a lot of things that you have to. It's going to put a lot of things in my face that I have to deal with from a story perspective, and I just don't know. I'm not there right now. But if it's something you'd like me to play on stream, I could certainly do that as well. I'm a Christian. Stick with what I play. Okay, alright, yep. I gotcha. And I am as well, and I've been gaming a very long time, and I have my, genres and stuff that I like, and my things that I don't like and that I won't play. I shouldn't say won't play, but, I know, I'm not a... Really? Shore bombardment? But I don't play puzzle games. I just know that I'm not big into puzzle games. I have tried JRPGs. I've tried JRPGs several times, and I just know that that's not me. Thanks a lot for the follow, Scooby-Doo. I do appreciate you. And I should have given you your own personal soundboard to herald your arrival.
I'm gonna kill you old style.
So I always try and give give everybody their own personal soundboard to recognize them and show them my appreciation. Oh, did the settlers just slip away? I kind of wanted to take the settlers out before I went to bed. Let's see. So Messina has got some stuff. Looks like I'll produce a second archer there, so I'll have them work on spearmen next. I wish these settlers would stop running. There's no way. I also want to wrap this up so I can get back to other production than producing military units.
The Navy has both a tradition and a future, and we look with pride and confidence in both directions.
So again, we're going to keep policies the same for now. Next civic, we'll go with feudalism.
Our city-state neighbors have made a request of us. If we can impress them, I think they will reward us handsomely.
Okay, Hattusa. Stop with the running. Yes, I do have Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. I have not gotten a chance to play it yet. It's in my backlog. I bought it and some other stuff went on, and I just didn't jump into it immediately. I just haven't had a chance to play it, but I do have it in my library. I'm a big fan of the Warhammer. Oh wait, no. Is Mechanicus the turn-based game? I want to say so. I have a Warhammer game that I believe came out early 2018, and then I think I've bought another one since. It's the okay. I believe I do have Mechanicus, and I have played it. I think this is the turn-based game that's kind of like a. I don't want to say it's not quite a squad-based tactical game, but it's a tactical game. No resource management. I don't think. I think if your units like survive the battle, then you can name them and they gain experience and things like that. So yes, I was very, very. I really like that game. Like I said, I want to say it came out kind of in the same time frame as like Shogun Tactics and or Shadow Warrior Tactics, I think it's called, and or Tactics Shadow War or something like that, and Stars in Shadow, which was a big 4X game that also came out in the first half of 2018. So we are extending the live stream a little further than I had planned. Despite the fact that I said so, I've gotten into kind of, not quite the just one more turn thing, but just, I want to accomplish a specific strategic objective before I put this away for the night. That's your Moonlighter, another code-free game. Okay, that one I think I've heard of it. I haven't dug deep on its pedigree. Have I finally earned the jump? You have captured a unit from the barbarians. Thank you very much. Now it's going to be establishing the new status quo. So I need a kind of a better look at what yeah, okay. Now one thing is there's not much left. I don't think I need to put a defense on my southern border. There just isn't much left. There's no further south. Those had to be the only guys there. I think I'm going to deploy these military units along the western border. probably more important. So I've got a few turns of maneuvering everyone into position from that aspect. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish out this turn with the maneuvering units. Go ahead and go next turn and let the AI go, and then I'm going to wrap it up for the night. So thanks so much, Scooby-Doo, for swinging through, man, and thanks so much for the follow. I do appreciate you. Thanks for the conversation and all the tips. So I'm playing Civilization 6. So normally I've just started doing early morning live streams. I'm not going to do that tomorrow. I should have been on last night. I didn't. I did tonight as a makeup. So since I'm up late tonight, I'm not going to get up. I'm not going to get up in 2.5 hours and do another live stream. So I will just pick up with the normally scheduled evening live stream tomorrow night. And proceed on with the live stream for Friday and Saturday. I'm trying to book in my schedule now. So actually tomorrow night I'm going to play The Division 2. And then Saturday night we'll be playing Civ 6 again. And then going into next week, things are going to get a little wonky because the painters, if they even get into this room, by Monday will need to get into this room. So I may get up and do the early morning live stream Monday, which would be more The Division 2. And if they get this room done in a day, then I will do, the plan is to do the early AM live stream Tuesday morning with Civ 6 and Tuesday night again with Civ 6. And that will wrap up this particular arc of live streams, and then I'll be replanning for the next. So really like this lobby. Yeah, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you coming through and good conversation. This is kind of what I like. You're painted in the same stripe I am, right? I like predominantly, if I had my way, to talk about. Well, thanks so much, man. Yeah, I try and keep. I'm definitely interested in keeping the content family friendly. Every once in a while, I play multiplayer with some people who, use profanity on air, and I do use profanity. But I just don't do it on air. I try and keep my content family friendly. I want, I have lots of friends who have kids, and I always like it when I play games and their kids can watch my live streams. So yeah, I try and keep that, and we try and keep our podcasts friendly, family friendly. But yeah, I appreciate you coming through because I really like talking about games and game design and game mechanics. I've mainly gotten into live streaming in an effort to expand that circle of friends that I have who can talk about things at that depth. So whenever somebody comes through who has like a deep interest in games and really digs into the design and the mechanics and can appreciate that conversation, I appreciate it as well. So thanks so much for everyone else who came through the live stream, and the one person who came through too that I missed, I apologize for that. I think he was a designer. So Drama Beavid's 842. Hopefully he'll swing back through. He or she will swing back through some other time. So thanks so much for everybody who joined in the live stream tonight. For YouTube viewers, if you happen to be watching the archive version of this after the fact, I appreciate you as well. Please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you just get a notification whenever I post new content. Again, I will be live again tomorrow night playing The Division 2 on PC. So until next time, happy hunting, stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, play the games that you like, and stream the games that you love. Once again, my name has been Agassically Stamus from Gearworks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, as well as the Rounding Off Infinity gaming channel on YouTube. You guys have been great tonight. Thanks so much. That's going to do it for me. I'm out of here. Thank you, Scooby-Doo. So good night, good luck, and good gaming. I'm out.